Okay, we are live. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the School of Conscious Evolution and with my special guests.
Okay.
My special guests, Melinda and Jennifer Rose. Good evening, good evening. And thank you to the lovely ladies here that have already come on for this live. And hopefully soon we will see Facebook coming up and popping up with the others joining us. So how are you, Melinda? Let's start.
Well, Melinda's doing very well today. I'm very honored. I've been in a happy-go-lucky mood all morning, and I sing "This Little Light of Mine Is Gonna Shine" song every day. It was even more special today, and then I just sat and listened to another song that I dearly love. So I'm ready. Let's do this.
Wonderful. How lovely. And Jennifer Rose, how are you, my lovely?
I am doing well. I'm so happy to be here with all of you, and thank you for having me back, Daniela. And so nice to share space with my girl Melinda, and we've got all of our little family here too. So this is an exciting time for us all to be together. I couldn't be more happy. We have all this queen power here today. So.
Oh yes, definitely. Hello, good evening, Debbie. Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
and
Debbie.
Tisha.
Hi,
Hello, hello. Yeah, it does have the feeling of a little family, isn't it? I had the honor to have Jennifer back on basically, Debbie was my first guest ever. So she baptized the beginning of and Jennifer was on my second one. So, and I have both of them tonight here. What an honor, honestly. And I must say thank you ever so much to these beautiful ladies who have always supported me, believed in me, and in this, podcast, which was born out of spirit connection. And the spirit had been trying to push me to start this life since February. And I was like, no. Like trying, it does take a bit of courage initially to come on live and just be thrown into the deep end of technology and, man a live show. But obviously you grow into this and you become, more comfortable and, the main thing that I feel has kept me going no matter what has been the love of spirit and my commitment, infinite commitment to spirit and to be of service to the community. And the School of Conscious Evolution wants to bring together the high vibrational mediums that belong to this new generation that want to help and enable everybody else, as long as they want to discover themselves, but more than anything, discover the power of healing, the power of meditation, and above all, to sit in the power and just develop their own connection to their own higher self and to spirit. And the purpose may or may not be, who knows, down the line 10 years, to become a medium, but not necessarily, doesn't have to be, but mainly it's to become our best version, and by enable ourselves to follow and honor our life path by following, the teachings of spirit on an intimate level, on our personal level and personal journey. And the healing comes in so many ways, and I'm just loving the idea, and I'm just so happy to have Melinda on, because we can touch base on a more particular topic. and with Jennifer as well. But let's start first with Jennifer, actually. So, I see so much going on in your end, at your end. Give us an update. What's going on? You're running like a few things at the moment.
Yeah, I'm still running the Sunday service. So I do that every couple of weeks. And Debbie and Fran and Melinda here are always helping out with that too. They're part of my angel team. So I keep that going for the love of spirit as well, and try to, give a place for us to come together just for the love of spirit, just like you do, just to be in the love and just be together, all celebrating each other, and celebrating spirit as well. So that's a lot of fun. It's very fulfilling as well. And just keeping up with, all my events, and, honored to be participating in your event, and the other churches events and other mediums events, and, for however that shows up for me. So that's a lot of fun. And I'm having fun doing my little love show every couple of weeks too. So yeah, I'm just keeping busy like we're all doing. But it's good for me, and it's a lot of fun. And I appreciate every minute that I get to work for Spirit and work with the community.
Absolutely. Jennifer, a curiosity. What, like here in the UK, spirituality, spiritualists, there are lots and lots of spiritualist churches. Personally, I do a lot of in-person Sunday service. I was at the Brighton and Hove Spiritualist Church on Sunday, and and so on and so forth. Do you find, at least in your area, that there is a buzz in spiritualist communities, or it is something relatively new in the US?
Oh, yeah, really good question. It kind of depends on what area you're in. So there are some communities that have been around for a while, and then there are areas where there's just nothing too. So when I originally started for the Love of Spirit, it was before COVID hit, and I was trying to do an in person in my area, and I started with that. But then COVID, came really quickly after that, and so then I just switched over to Zoom, and I've been doing it online ever since. So yeah, there's plenty of room to grow. But for instance, there's Spiritual Church of the Comforter, which is in Santa Barbara in California, and it's been around for 100 years. So there are some, very well-established churches across the country as well that have been around for a really, really long time. And then there's areas where, there's ripe and ready to have that come into their space whenever the time is right.
Beautiful. And just a curiosity, have you ever met Deb in person? Have you ever guys met?
Yes, we have met in person. we met through a mutual friend several years ago, and then we ended up kind of reconnecting online, and then we're going to reconnect in person for Debbie's live jam coming up soon too. So that's really exciting, in just another week or two. So yeah.
Yeah.
So we're very excited to get to hug in person again. I know, because
I'm sure, absolutely. Yeah. Because somehow I was feeling that kind of connection, but physical connection. So I wasn't sure whether you had already met or you are meant to be meeting again. But I felt this strong bond going on, meeting in person. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that is joining us meanwhile on live on Facebook. Hi, Lisa, Pamela, Kelly Francis, and then Valhood, Susan Kramer, Krish, and so on. So thank you everyone for joining us. So Melinda, I'm just gonna come in your corner. Yes. I'm like in the middle and you are on the side of me. So it's like we are on the same line. Melinda, tell us a little bit, tell our British public, if you like, people that don't know you, about yourself. And you are a medium, you are a doula. Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Spiritual medium, end of life doula, trans healing, trans speaking, Reiki. I started my journey in 2015 when I started meditation in 2014. And then I realized that, hey, as a child, this was all real, and everything I believed in and I was seeing was real. So I followed it, and I had these friends that guided me to go take classes. It was called Exercising Your Six Senses. And that's where I met Jennifer. So I've been doing those classes, and then COVID, and just continue to do the classes and grow, sit in the power, do your meditation. I spend a lot of time on a bicycle in nature to stay connected. I am honored that they do show me visions. I can see things on the wall when it comes to me. And the most important thing to me is to help people who walk with their head down low, that they don't know where they're going. The most important thing is to remind them of their light within inside of them, and that if they just walk with that light inside of them, the brightness of themselves, and do something for themselves, instead of saying in a generational pool, or no, you shouldn't do that. Follow your desires. Don't live in anger and bitterness, and brighten up. And that's the main thing that I like to do, and give hope and cheers and hellos to homeless people and people in the street, you don't even know, just to help brighten up the world, to let everybody know that everybody's different. But if you take time to listen to them and understand them, and they listen to you, you get so much more brightness and happiness in the world. And that's how we need to walk, and live in peace and happy, and spread hope.
And I must say that as you speak, I feel healing coming from your energy field. And the more you speak, the more I feel like surrounded by an angelic love. And I feel like, peace, basically. And it comes through in so many different layers that I have not come across many people with that sort of energy, which is so beautiful. And the other thing that really touches the chord is that you and I, you see, and spirit is never wrong, obviously, we talk the same language. Where I'm coming from with the School of Conscious Evolution is exactly about what you just said. And this is why Spirit was asking me to call you and to join us in this live, because we need so many more of us, to spread this consciousness, to help the souls to raise and to vibrate higher, and to understand that the old paradigms have fallen. We can see it going around in the world. People have started seeing the truth about what makes a 3D reality, which is where we live in this world. And whilst we reconnect with our own inner higher spirit, we start seeing things from a higher perspective, and we understand things better. Do you practice your life doula, like on your own, or you're part of your community? You have your own community. How does it work? How people could find you if they need
Well, my community is Jennifer and the Spiritual Connection, because we've been doing this forever. I have connected within coaching my mother of how it was going to be when she was going to be passing away, and a dear friend of mine. And when they're in the old school of religion of what they were taught and to believe in, somewhere in their heart, they really truly didn't believe that. So when you can tell them that, and it eases their pain, and it's a blessing then that once they do pass and they come back through and say, wow, you were right, it's all there, so it's just about letting them know that don't fear, because your only thing we're doing is we're leaving time and we're going home to space. And that's exactly what we're supposed to do. And we'll be awaiting for everybody else to join us and arrive. So that's what people need to understand. And, each and every one of us can help people in different ways, the way they believe. We're meant to come across the people that are to cross our path, because they will say it in words that they'll understand. So each one of us do our own special little thing, but it really is all basically just the same thing, just the same thing.
Absolutely.
And it's beautiful.
Like, this is why I call what I do, but what we do, it's new mediumship. Okay, because the new generation mediumship, it's not only connecting to spirit and providing evidence of the life beyond. We do so much more. And in your case, in your day-to-day life, you are being again of service by being a life doula, you know. And or I don't know, someone else can be a Reiki, and you know, you can be like, I am a school teacher, and you know, in our own ways, with our beliefs and understanding and knowledge of what we are really within ourselves. It's like helping others in difficult moments to understand things from a different perspective, and help them to understand more about life than it actually shows on a day-to-day level, if you like. You know, this is the awakening. This is the awakening. Wow, wonderful.
Yes, we need to be here walking along. Like when I went back home for vacation, Jennifer kept saying, you're going to be needed at home. I'm like, of course, I'm going to get this family together that usually don't. So someone's going to be needed. But actually, I met, I'll tell a short story. My niece, Haley, I met her fiance, which they just had a very special baby. I met him on a Friday. I was just, hello, Art, nice to meet you. And then I had to, you know, I left. And then the next morning, I get a call from my sister that he was gone. He was down in an area and he was shot and killed. And I'm like, oh, Jennifer, this is why I'm here. So I spent a lot of time sitting with her in the field, giving her messages from them, reassuring. So it's amazing that you can do that, and it gives them so much understanding. But I do believe too, you can't give them too much. They have to walk through the grief themselves too, because they feed off of that. They constantly want to know, how are they? What are they thinking? You got to teach them how to fill in to the person's energy and know that how they're there when they need them the most.
That's right. And one common thing I find when I give readings, whether I am giving service on a Sunday or one-to-one or what have you, that a lot of people are aware of spirit being around them, and they are not intimidated by that. It actually is of comfort even, you know, and I think that they are already halfway there, because they are aware of the life beyond, that we are a nugget of life and light that moves out from the body and onto a different plane, and whether be it to keep helping us in our day-to-day life, being around us, and trying to bring the divine wisdom, intuitionally, gut feeling, you know, or because they have more work to do, because we do have more work to do when we move to spirits. We may be required to work on different planes, okay, which is not the one beyond, but higher and towards other planets and what have you. But at the same time, my understanding from spirit is that there are nurses in spirit that look after babies that have left this plane early, and so on and so forth. And so it's amazing to, you know, to see that there are so many of you. I was mentioning earlier on, I have a friend who is also a life doula, and I would love to have her on this program too. But You know, it's amazing to hear the beauty and the calmness and the level of, you know, hope and comfort that you are able to bring to people. They find suddenly themselves, unfortunately, in a very sad situation, having lost someone dear and close to them.
Mhm.
Jennifer, tell
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
tell us a bit more about your experience with other planes, perhaps. I
With
know
other planes.
everybody's dying to hear about this because, you know, when we admit, let's be honest, when we admit, we recognize, we understand that our soul moves on to the other side, there must be more to that, right?
Mhm.
What is your belief?
A lot
What-
more.
a lot more. Oh, I want to tell us more.
Um, Gosh, I love working with spirit world, and what I can say is it's beyond. There's more than we'll ever be able to, comprehend or even grasp onto in this physical reality here too. And Mostly working with loved ones in spirit, but I can obviously get in touch with spirit helpers, angels. I've had, some experience with other realms, but mostly that's kind of where my specialty lies as well. And with, the animal kingdom as well. But I've had a lot of transformation. And so that's allowed me to kind of, have a connection with consciousness, with like higher consciousness that I've been able to come to that point. So I can, I can go pretty direct, I can go pretty direct to spirit. I'll just say I can go pretty direct to spirit. And but what that's allowed me to understand why I was given that experience of my connection to realize when we say that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, Spirit's not kidding us. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, even though this feels very separate. This feels very, and I know you understand, Daniela, we're living in a reality that's dualistic, right? And so, but we come from a reality that's not dualistic. That's more of the oneness. It's more of the all-knowing and the all-powerful, right? And we get to move back into that. Yet there can be world within worlds, and we can still have other experiences in different ways. But it's kind of like what I want to say is beyond. So I always say think big. So I know we like to move into spirit world and put it into a lot of little parts, but if you just even go bigger than that, then you get to see the wow, like the wow that's the umbrella of it all. Does that make sense too? So that's it's difficult for me to explain, but I at least know that that's part of my journey and part of my mission is just help keep reminding people that they are spirit too, that they come from that divine love, that divine one source. We're never separate from God, spirit, source, whatever word you want to use from that. We are like God in a costume, and having this beautiful epic adventure journey of being human. And then we get to keep that essence of us after we pass on from this reality and into the next. And it's beyond amazing. So beyond is our word today, I think. And it's that infinite that we go to, but it's love. It's love. At the end of the day, it's just love, and it just gets so simple because we go on such a journey of trying to understand and learn about who we are, who each other is, why we're here, what's it all about, where is it all going to go, what are all of the different parts of it and all the colors of the rainbow of this reality. And at the end of the day, it all just comes back to love. So it's like love is this point, this point at the center of everything. And then it expands out, and that's all love too. And everything that holds that is all love. And so you always end up coming back to the place where you start, and we can hold on to that. Like that's something really simple we can always hold on to and keep with us too. That's like, it's a prayer in itself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And because we all come from one source, as we do this work, on a regular basis, we do feel how spirit works even between us, isn't it? And how we can connect to each other and how we can relate in the work we do, for instance, right? And for instance, when you are in a circle as well and everybody goes into meditation, it does happen every so often that people feels that Uber connection, you know, that spiritual higher connection, and it's like a circle inside a circle made of light in that case that connects all of us. And I really love that thought, because in some of my meditations I bring in the flower of life, for instance, where we are docking on each petal, each of us, you know, being surrounded by spirit, by the light, we dock onto one of the 1,000 petals, and there you go, that's like this beautiful connection, cosmic network where we are all one. You know, we are all individual, but we are all one at the same time. And that's so beautiful. Melinda, is there like, I don't know, a memory of an event while you were giving, you know, service that has touched you in a way, in a deep way? Or
the memory that touched me the most and that really got me going is one day I was going into the office and there was a homeless man sleeping under this shelter thing by our office. And I knew that when the bosses came to work, they were going to be a little mad because of this homeless person is there. So I opened the office and I went out and I just said, "Excuse me, sir, but you know, you must move on now because the office is going to be opening. Could you please move on?" And when he turned around and looked at me, I was like, gasped. It was like, Jesus. Because if you know the little girl who drew Jesus, Annika, when she was young, he looked just like that. So I went into the office, I got a bottle of water and I put $5 on it. And then of course, one of the bosses come in and said, "Do you see that?" I said, "Yeah, I see that person out there." "Well, you need to ask him to leave." And I said, "I'm not asking him to leave. That's Jesus." And she's like, "How do you know that?" I said, "How do you know it's not?" And I did not ask him to leave, you know, and it was just amazing. And then she went into the store because he left. And she went into the store across the street and she said, "He's over there." So I went in and I didn't see him, but everybody said, "Oh yeah, he's back there." Everywhere I went, he was not there. And then I was sitting at my desk eating lunch. And when I looked out at the window, he was on the sidewalk with a brown bag and a soda. And he basically ate lunch with me. So, and I've seen him in several different forms as a homeless person. So that's my story. That's my belief. And I was like, yeah, you need to do this because he's guiding you along and it just needs to happen. And it's just beautiful. And when he was done, he packed up and I ran outside to see him because he walked up the alley. And as I got to the end of the alley, I looked and he was there and he just turned around and looked at me and then he was gone. It was just gone. So it's all true. It's just amazing. And I say I do this for Jesus, but I do it for more than just Jesus, because there's so many beautiful angels and realms and other things out there that people understand. And if you help them bring that little child back out of them and remind them of who you are and what you believed in, and that it's true, that your light will brighten up and be you.
Absolutely. And I'm just gobsmacked, to be honest with you. I'm just like, I feel this very, very deep divine love coming from your words and your connection to Jesus and all that is divine and divine beings. It's actually straight coming into my heart space. So I'm really, I'm just like feeling so honored to be able to experience that through your own words, because I can feel it energetically, actually. Jennifer.
Yes, Daniela.
Who are your who are your guides? Can we ask you that?
Um,
If you cannot name them, that's fine.
yeah, I can. I've had several along the way. Mostly I work with Daniel, who is, I'm gonna say, of the angelic realm of, so he's got that feel. So I've had some medium feel into his essence who don't really connect with the angelic realm, and they go, oh, that's an angel, you know, so that's kind of fun. It's a little bit of a fun experience to have too. So that's kind of my main helper as far as like doing, especially doing my trance and doing my healing work. And then sometimes it's just the divine itself, you know, and it's just that working through me because I work kind of in that just space of love too. So sometimes it's just love that I'm connect. Does that make sense? It's just love connecting that I'm connecting to. And that helps me because I can channel, you know, all of my writing and my poetry. And, you know, so a lot of times it's spirit that's moving through me. And so that's why I say I know that I'm spirit having this human experience, because it's not always my personality making decisions. It's spirit just kind of like doing this, doing that, doing that. Does that make sense? Helping me pick out my wardrobe, helping me know which songs to choose for my service. And that's a lot of fun too. But yeah, he's my main helper that what I want to say is stayed along the path. I've had some few other ones, but they kind of move along because their purpose, I guess, was finished at some point too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And as you say, with me as well, you know, I do have my own little team of spirit guides, but, you know, you never know who comes in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whenever, you know, I do mediumship, I actually keep open-minded as well, because you never know what the person that needs to receive the message needs. And sometimes, you know, there are situations that require a special presence, and so may not be the loved one on the other side, but maybe a divine being that steps forward to deliver the message that needs to be said. And a lot of the messages, almost always the ones I give, they do connect, they do provide actually with the recipients a nugget of philosophy of life, in a way where they are bringing light into situations where the person was feeling lost and needing to hear from spirit, to be reassured everything is fine. But you know, the spirits and the guides that work with me, they actually bring so much more than that. You know, they bring like relief, complete relief, because they are given enough details and proof of what's going on with them to know that, you know, I'm not alone, you know, and I've got someone that watches over my shoulder. And that is the most beautiful message that you can give. And this is, again, you know, something to do with a new type of mediumship that goes beyond, you know, giving, providing proof and evidence, and it goes beyond that, and it's at a finer, higher level, you know. So I am aware that Melinda has kindly accepted to give us an hour of her time, but she also needs to go back to work past. So maybe we could move on to doing some readings, if that's okay. And Jennifer, would you like to start, please?
I would be most happy to. And I love listening to you as well, Daniela, because it's like when you're speaking, it's just beauty coming out. So I just needed to tell you that, like, you just speak and it's the frequency of just that pure beauty. And I so agree with you with mediumship. It's becoming, you know, the evidence is amazing, but it's like the healing, bringing forth the healing, bringing forth that presence of love, helping the receiver to feel their experience, you know what I mean? To actually feel the love with them right there and bringing that too. And that that creates just the richest experience. So it's nice that you brought that up. I really appreciate it. So gosh, I've read for almost everybody here already. So it's like, Let's see, where are we gonna go? Oh my goodness. Amy, I do feel like I'm going to come to you. Now, I know I know I've read for your husband a few times too, but I do feel mom here that's coming in for you too. Right now is kind of being the center focus, but I know you have other loved ones in spirit, so they're coming in kind of as this nice little group. But I feel mom coming in and she's wanting to step forward just a little bit farther out, a little bit farther front and center. She's carrying a little basket of flowers as she just wants to give you this beautiful gift of the sweetness of life. I want to say she's just carrying this basket of flowers. As she comes closer, I feel a lot of emotion coming with me. So I know that deep motherly love, that deep motherly presence is really here for you. And she's made such a beautiful transition at the spirit world because it's like the soul presence of her is really, really divine because it gives me that very like, mother energy feel as if, we felt like we were in the presence of, an angel, right? So your mom feels like an angel for you. Does that make sense? And she wraps you up in her love. She wraps you up in her warmth too. I know in life, um, things weren't always easy for her. She told me she had struggles in life. She told me she had to work hard for things. Does this make sense for you, Amy? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Mom had to work hard for things, and they didn't always come easy. And she was kind of like wiping the sweat off of her brow, a lot, trying to like just kind of like make things work. Does this make sense for you too? Because it feels like she just didn't get a lot of rest, and she didn't always get a break. There were little bits here and there, but there was something about her heart and her inner strength of her, and that's kind of what pushed her forward. She had this kind of grit and this solid essence of personality that helped move her forward. You understand this? I know before mom's passing, I know before mom's passing, her passing feels very difficult and feel very grief ridden. Like there's a lot of grief around her passing. You understand this, Amy? I feel like I just want to like just put a little container of love around you too, because it's like the whole world shatters for a bit when she's gone, if this makes sense. I know like I'm being very much brought to the headspace. So I know that whatever I feel like this illness and things that was going on with her made it very hard for her to kind of keep conscious or keep alert. Does this make sense? Because I just feel like I'm kind of like not all present. Does this make sense for you too? I do feel like we've had some doctor visits or hospital stays where I feel like we need to have like an IV and we need help breathing and things like that. So there's something that's going on respiratory or medically in that sense. Does that make sense for you too? And I feeling like also with mom, she wasn't able to take care of herself as much as she should have or wanted to. Like I feel like if she had the time and the ability to, she would have done more of that. But I feel like because life was just busy for her, it made it kind of hard to give herself as much care. And as she brings that in, she kind of told me you had been able to make a little bit more switch for that because that's what she wants for you. Every mom wants their daughter and their children to do better than they had. Does that make sense, Amy? So I know that's what she wants for you. I see her putting a crown on you too. And so she's giving you the little queen crown too for you and your family because you're now the queen of your family and you're running the show, but you're doing a better job at, and she's very happy about this. You're doing a better job at keeping a balance and taking care of you too. She knows that you've had a lot of grief in a very short period of time, and she's really literally amazed at the Wonder Woman in you and how strong you still stand because your capacity of love is huge, my darling. It's absolutely huge. She shows me the infinity sign for you. She shows me the infinity sign. So I know there's very deep eternal love between you and all of your loved ones, including your husband, because he's over here on this side right now too. He's just smiling and beaming light at you right now. So he's smiling and beaming light while we talk to mom. So it's really quite lovely too. She's bringing me just a little bit of a practical thing of making just a suggestion of having a little bit more balance in your diet. So she's bringing a little bit of that mom, practical wisdom of having a little bit more balance in diet, just because you've been busy. So it's really easy to just grab, the closest thing versus being able to prepare something. But she says you would take the time to prepare something for the kids. So can we take the time to do that for yourself as well? Does that make sense? So it's just that little bit of mom, that little touch of momness that's coming through for you in that sense too. And then after I go for that too, would you understand, Amy, some memories of being little and you two dancing together? Because she's bringing kind of this very musical feel of like dancing or twirling in the kitchen kind of feel of you and her, but this is when you would be little. Does this make sense for you too? Okay, beautiful. Because she brings up that memory, and it feels very happy. It feels very happy and alive of that mother-daughter feel. Um, She's talking about time too. This is interesting. Your mom comes in from the more soulful side of her, is talking a little bit about time. And it's this is something that you seem to be thinking of or contemplating, is like the concept of time and why things happen. Why things happen the way they do in the time that they do. Does this make sense? So there's been a lot of questioning for you because your experience has really opened things up. It's opened up your awareness to the point where you're just like, you're trying to understand time and place in the world, right? And so what she's showing to me is that this is part of your journey. And so it's going to keep evolving for you. So more answers are going to keep being downloaded for you as you're going to get little bits and pieces. Does that make sense? You're going to get little bits and pieces and start to figure it out more. But she says there's always a higher purpose to things. We just don't always understand it in the moment. And again, she brings me back to the love. She brings me in the end, it's all about the love. And she says, internally, you know, all of this too. It's just sometimes life gets a little bit busy and we move out and here and so, but eventually we just keep coming back to the love, and it's all there for you. Beautiful, bright, white light around you that you are, I have to say. I mean, it's just beaming, beautiful light, and that's who you are. That is what you are. So if you're questioning, who am I? Who am I in this world? What is my purpose in this world? You know, beyond what you're already doing, it's that light that you are. And so I would ask you, from the loved ones in spirit and all of your helpers and angels, to please take that one piece, especially, is that you are just this beaming, beautiful, bright light, and that will never change. That is you, that eternal essence of you that has always been and always will be. And it's absolutely gorgeous. You are the love that is spirit, that is you, Amy. So I'm going to leave you with that, but I know also she brings the smell of her around too. So I know when you have that smell that reminds you of mom, that is her. So she's just validating. She makes a little bit of noises in the house too. And I know you get drawn to her photograph, you get drawn to her picture, and that's also her winking at you and nodding and like blowing that little kiss to you, saying, I'm here, I'm here. But she's always there, very much your angel protector too. I also want to give you the Disney song, When You Wish Upon a Star. I think it's a Disney song. When You Wish Upon a Star. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Because she's bringing that little bit of magic to you too. So take that with you as well. So I'm going to leave you with all of their big hugs that are there for you. So they're not leaving. They're going to be right there with you, but I'm going to just like leave you with that for now, Amy. So thank you, my darling. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, bless you, Amy. And thank you, Jennifer. That was so lovely and loving, lots of love. And you could feel like the divine energy around you and the angelic energy as well. Melinda, would you like to take a reading?
Sure. Let's see here. I'm drawn to Stacy. And when I close my eyes, Stacy, I describe the colors, and I get this beautiful reddish, pinkish colors that come through. I do know that what I'm feeling, that this is not someone physically that you know in spirit. It is someone that is working with you. And I was shown horse stables. Do you go around horses? Do you go around horses?
Is this me, Melinda?
Huh?
Is this for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you observe horses and like horses?
Yes.
Okay, so
Not often, but yeah.
Okay, I'm being shown horses, but what this is coming into me is bringing me back to you as a little child. And when you were a little child, there's like little angels and things that you believed in, and you played and you talked to, and you had a good time. And what they're presenting to me is that for a long time, you let's say you stuffed them in the drawer and put them away because life got busy. But now you're back, they're back around you, and they want you to know that they're observing you, they're watching you, and every little thought and little answer that get answered that you know. And when you're out in nature And sometimes you're sitting alone, because I do see pictures of you sometimes, and all the beautiful pictures that you take, especially in the clouds. You see them in the clouds, the little tiny angels and figures in the cloud. And so they just want you to know that they are there. And their main message to you, coming to you, is how much you have went back into that little child, because through your life journey, there was some very struggles, very hard struggles. You got lost, like we all do, get lost in time and life, and become a follower of this and a follower of that. And that they were always there with you, but yet you had to work through it. And now you're finally back, going back to that inner child, and you're bringing it out. And that's the way that you're living your life now. So your light, they just tell me that it's just shining brighter and brighter. It's just like a big glow, and they're so excited for you, and how much of what you went through, it seems like for several years, as difficult in life and a lot of struggles, is amazing how you have come up out of it, and the brightness. And they want you to know that on some plane or some level, you're going to use your story that's going to connect to other people, and you're going to help other people to be able to come up out of that as well. So just know that that's in there with you, and to keep sitting there with them in nature. And there is a higher being that is there with you. And the figure that I'm seeing, you can call her Mother Mary, you can call her Guadalupe. She has many names, but she is that one that she presents herself to me, that like if in a church, when you looked at statues, that is a statue that you always focused on. And she wants you to know that, yes, I am here and I am walking with you, because that's your number one. Do you have a little medal or a necklace of her, like a silver or a gold? Do you have one of those?
I might. I don't know if I have one of her. I have a couple of Archangel Michael or Saint Michael.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, he's there too, but she comes in really bright with her nice white gown and cloak over her head, and just beams the sunlight out around her. So I think if you look, you might have one stuck away that you maybe forgot about, and to maybe pull it out and carry it in your purse or put it under your pillow and watch her come to you, because you're going to do a lot of helping of what you went through life. And she brought the little angels forward because she's the one that presented them to you as a child, and that she's happy that now you found them and there they are. And sometimes she makes me feel, when you look up at the clouds, especially when there's dark and like the sun into the clouds, that if you look deep inside, that sometimes you seem to see a figure of her, but you doubt yourself. And she wants to let you know that, yes, that is me and I am here. So just continue what we're doing, because we're here for you. And they have a lot of love for you. So I'm going to leave you with that, okay?
Thank you. That's
You're welcome.
beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was beautiful. And in some point, I felt like a really deep, powerful energy that was surrounding me, as somehow I was just like, connecting to spirit. And I was feeling being lifted up. It's such a lovely energy, Melinda, coming from you as well. So I will go next with Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Could you please unmute?
Thank you. I
Yeah.
didn't know I was going to be doing this. Okay.
Oh, you don't have to.
Oh no, I
Oh, no. I mean, I'm gonna give you a reading.
Oh. Did you see the panic in my face there?
I'm
But I'll
so
do it if you
sorry.
want me to. Would you like me to read you, Daniela? Oh my gosh.
Feel free, take it away. I just want to say that I strongly feel a female figure next to you that is like an auntie. I feel a lady that is family and is on your mother's side. And she's quite feminine. She's surrounding you with lots of love. I feel that she was, she's saying that you've been always taller than her. And she says she wouldn't be as tall. But I feel that she's strongly related to your mother. I don't know if you can take her as a figure, but she feels like sisterly and linked to your mother as well.
I don't have a blood relative on her side that sounds like. I have
Right.
spirit on my father's side, but not my mother.
Okay, all right. Let me carry on giving you some more details so we can identify the spirit that I'm working with. So I'm actually asking this lady to step forward a bit more. And she's saying that to her family, she's saying to me that both sides of the family, she quite appreciated, and for her was very important family in general. So she was well respected. Now I can see that she was a humble lady and she loved to keep things simple. Even her attire and sense of dressing was quite simple as well. She loved in particular dresses. She's saying to me that she went to spirit when she was in her older age. She's saying to me that she had an issue with her heart as well, although she didn't die of that. And she's saying to me she had problems with towards the end of her life, she had mobility issues. So she found a bit painful to walk, basically. And she's showing me the hip as being one of the issues she had to deal with.
I believe this is an aunt on my father's side.
On your father's side. Okay, all right. But I understand that she would have, I think she had a special connection to your mother, though.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay, no, that's fine. She's just making me feel that she feels like she always admired your mother, okay? Sometimes things might have not been always straightforward, but she's saying to me that she admired your mom, okay? She was quite possessive of her son, so she was quite attached to your dad. And she's just saying to me that the reason she's coming through to you is to bring you a bit more of love and serenity, because you have been going through a bit of a difficult times at times during this year, and that in the past few months you've been feeling more you've been feeling a bit more relieved, basically, that things have started little by little to get better on your side. I just see that this lady is trying to bring some reassurance in terms of your health. She's making me feel that that there are that you have been seeing doctors recently, or that you don't.
No.
I don't know why she's talking to me
Okay.
about.
I've had a bit of concern about my health. It has not gone to the point of seeing doctors, however.
Right, okay, because she's
Yeah.
telling me about seeing doctors, basically. It's not something that she makes me feel that it's something that you should worry about, but this is something that she's aware that you have been concerned and you've been thinking about your own health, basically. The truth of the matter is that the next year you've been thinking of expanding somehow spiritually as well to progress into your training, and she's saying that there is so much for you to come. Next year will be quite intensive, and she's saying it might start a bit on the slow side, but it will be picking up afterwards. And she would like you to do a bit more work in public and to start going over a bit the fence of, you know, staying on a safe side, basically. So I don't think that was a coincidence when we started talking earlier on. You know, you said, is it me?
I
It's
think
like
not
as if,
also.
it's as if you are getting ready to do that work, which is so much needed. She's saying that you have such a beautiful energy and your heart is surrounded by a purple fuchsia and purple energy, and your aura transmits a lot of divine feminine energy, okay, goddess energy, and that the reason why for that is to do with you helping other women.
Ah.
Okay. Yes, I feel that this is what you will be called to work in specific, and more will be revealed. And she's saying that in the next 4 to 5 years, you will be developing so much to a point that looking back these days, you would have never thought to go that far, but you will be expanding exponentially in terms of spirituality. And so she stepped forward to say that for you. She wanted you to know this.
Thank you. The messages resonate with me very much. And I'm wondering if this is a grandmother instead of an aunt. I think the actual family connection was a bit confusing, but the messages are spot on.
Right, okay. I mean, she says that she's small and she's smaller than you. So that's the main thing, the main characteristic, how you would have recognized her, because she's saying, I've always been much smaller than her in terms of height. So, and when she said that, you know, it was like as if you would have understood straight away, but then she, you know, went on and talked about other issues that she had with her heart.
Ah, well, thank you so much. Beautiful messages, Daniela.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for on the Facebook side today. They've been a lot of people joining us there as well. So it's probably time to start winding down. I just from my heart, thank you so much, Melinda, for coming along, and I hope you'll be able to join us again in the new year. And we would love to find out more about you and to hear more from you, because it's the energy that and your presence that is most wonderful. And Jennifer, thank you so much as well, my beautiful. I mean, you radiate pure light, and the light that it's all coming from the heart, and it's so angelic. I almost can see like angel wings, you know, wrapping you around with so much love, and that is the most beautiful thing. And the energy in the room tonight was amazing. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to mention that this is the last live for this year, but we are back and we are starting new on the 17th of January. And I have like a number of new and old mediums and spiritual people that will be coming along. I am ever so grateful to all of you, that to the ladies today and everyone that have been following me more and more. And all it's to do with service and helping all of you, you know, to find your light, your truth, and hopefully help you find, you know, the purpose in your life and a better understanding of what our path on earth is all about. So thank you so much, everyone, again, and Merry Christmas, everyone. And all the way over to you ladies to the US. Happy New Year. Hope you will celebrate all the good things from this year. And, you know, let's hope the new year will bring us miracles, joy, upliftment, hope, and much more. Sending you all big love. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Daniela.
much.
I'm very honored.
Thank you,
very
Daniela,
much.
for having us.
God bless
We
everyone.
love you. Thanks everybody for who came today.
Yes,
Thank
bye,
you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Annie.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Fran. Thank you, Stacia, Lynn, everyone. Lynn.
Thank you,
Amy,
Daniela.
thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.